welcome back to Point Blank, where we have a special episode called Supernatural Singapore that goes every Wednesday. Now, we have another comment from the web, Sporikpo, or Singapore Kepo, say, let's see the remote control car run.
Sadly, just now when we tried it, I think some paranormal occurrence happened. The battery just went flat.
Really?
We're not able to run it.
But how does this car work? What is this for?
Okay, basically, as you can see at the car, the front part, there's a camera, okay, followed by a transmitter at the back. Okay, we didn't bring the receiving station. Okay, what we have is a laptop with a receiver. Okay, so sometimes where there are crevices like the secret tunnels of Labrador Park and stuff, as you can see, investigators like me, quite large, we can't go in. So we send a gadget like this into the crevices to be able to see if we can find out anything. And by the way, it's got infrared capabilities. So you'll be able to detect things of a different temperature, and we'll be able to see outlines if there's an entire cold spot of entity.
Okay, you have to invite me with you on your next outing.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
We'll come with cameras and all if you don't mind.
Sure, why not?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, tell us more about your gadgets and if you can demonstrate some of them to see how it works.
Okay, this is very simple. I think you've seen this during the SARS period. Okay, it's a very simple infrared thermometer, an IR thermometer. What it does, it senses temperature at a certain spot. Okay, so what we do is we usually have a base sensor, like my watch. Okay, it gives me the atmospheric temperature. Okay, at the same time, we'll be scanning the room or the area. Okay, to look for sudden drops in temperature, what we call a cold spot. Okay, because there's a theory whereby entities are that of the negative energy and absorbs positive energy like heat. So if there's a sudden drop in temperature, 5 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius, there's a chance that there's an entity, at that certain spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Eva, shall we take some comments from the web?
Okay. Nicole says, my intuitive side suggests that the pregnant woman may have encountered a benevolent spirit. However, my logical side tells me that a spirit cannot possibly carry an umbrella. That's quite true. I mean, the umbrella must have been solid. It couldn't have been, something that you could put your hand through.
How do you think that could have happened? I mean, what explains the fact that the woman came out of the rain completely dry?
It's difficult to explain, honestly. I mean,
well, in Chinese culture, people burn houses and cars for the spirits, you see. So maybe they got the umbrella from that theory.
Okay. Yeah. But are you saying that guardian angels are ghosts? Because from what I understand, I'm not sure. Okay. Because there are creatures who are not, they didn't belong to the human world at any stage. So are you saying that these guardian angels actually once belonged to the human world? They're spirits of the dead?
Wow.
Actually, there's an entire array of entities, which it's difficult, to really pinpoint what she experienced. Because if, let's say, it's a guardian angel, then what's a guardian angel? The various theories, like our theory is that entities are actually energy form, because we all know energy cannot be created or destroyed. So then again, what is that energy field that protected her? A lot more research has to be done. We definitely offhand, just by interviewing, we really can't pinpoint.
Which is the reason why you have all these gadgets to determine if it could have been something scientific.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the second comment from Sunkiss. We know extreme temperature affects the life of batteries. Could it be that extreme heat or coldness affecting the battery life? That brings us to the cold spot theory, that if a spirit manifests, energy, heat is lost, hence maybe causing the extremely low temperature inadvertently affecting battery life.
Sounds logical.
Sounds logical. I don't...
Does that sound logical?
Possible. But
Okay.
we won't know until we find out more, I guess.
It's definitely possible. I dive a lot. There was once I used rechargeable batteries and I saw this really huge turtle. I was about to take a photo, but it just went flat. Possibly because of the temperature affecting the battery. But then again, from the story of Red Hill, our batteries have got very long life.
Okay.
It would take an extreme temperature, even though I don't even think that sub-zero temperature will affect it to that extent. That, batteries which can last 24 hours, 12 hours, to get zapped within
right.
3 hours.
Okay, for viewers who just joined us, the story of Red Hill that E.T. is talking about was when their Society of Paranormal Investigators staked out at a house that was said to be haunted. The benches went flat, and not only that, after that, E.T. became very sick.
Yeah.
And a colleague of his with a third eye said that a child had followed him home.
Yeah.
Now, this coming from a man who's a skeptic, who, after seeing 2 of our clips, say that, oh, I'm not sure, maybe it's lime, whatever. Yes. All right, so now we're going to watch another clip of a film crew that went out to shoot during the month of Hungry Ghosts and faced a lot of technical difficulties. Let's watch it.
I'm Tony Kern. I'm a filmmaker.
I'm Genevieve Wu. I'm a producer, and we produced a film called A Month of Hungry Ghosts. The film sets out to explore how Singaporeans practice this month, where it's believed that for 30 days souls from hell are released and they walk among the living.
I had a very interesting experience when we began filming the documentary. We went to a ritual called the Invitation of the Spirits, which is done by a Tibetan Buddhist congregation and led by a lama. What he does is he leads a congregation into the forest. It's only by candlelight, and they'll walk through the forest. They'll get pretty deep in there, and they will perform a short ritual in which they invite the wandering souls to partake in the 7th month festivities. I'm able to shoot them through the dark, and I'm taking a shot of them, and they're walking away into the distance. We're in the middle of filming, and I just turned around, and I literally became entranced. I felt so comfortable, and I just forgot the camera. It's on a tripod. It's still filming those guys walking away, and I just became entranced by this forest behind me. It was like a daydream. I felt like I was in a dream. And I can see the lama like this. He's like waving me to catch up with them. So I just kind of snap out of it. I pick up my camera and tripod, and I run up there. And he's kind of chuckling, and he says, you have to stay with the congregation now. He said, I saw you standing there with your camera, and you were surrounded by spirits. With the spirits that we had invited. Oh yeah, we had a lot of problems with electricity during the month of Hungry Ghosts, the filming. From batteries to lights, power sources. At the Ulumbana Festival, the Children's Altar, there was some problems with a motion detector camera set up by SPI, the paranormal investigators who we worked with on the filming. Then there was power outages in the tent itself, where it was flickering on and off. And SPI members looked into it, said they couldn't really explain it, why it was happening. When we went to the cemetery, flashlight batteries just drained. And then we put in new batteries, same thing. They were sucked out. Then there was the incident with the lamp. There was a lamp we were using for an interview, a light source. And I went to plug it in, and right as I did, we were going to interview Auntie, and she's like, no, I plugged it in and it blew up. Now, the lamp blew up.
As in the bulb shattered. It just shattered to bits. And the lucky thing was, I'll say this, it so happened that Tony was holding it, but it was faced away from him. So when it just blew, the glass just blew out that way. If he had been holding it this, he would have blown into his face, and pretty much, I think it would have totally blinded him. And we were just all in shock at what happened. And Auntie, whom we're interviewing, she came to clean up, and then she says that, this happened at a particular door. It's just, look who's guarding you. And when we look up, her altar of Buddha was up there. And that's what she said, he was protecting you. It so happened that he made you hold the bulb the other way. And I think that would have been the natural way to be holding the bulb. It's kind of like towards it, you're putting up, you're looking at it. But it so happened it was held the other way.
Maybe, as the Lama says, he says that they just wanted to show us some colors. Maybe they did. Maybe they know camera crew's there. Maybe they know SPI is there. And they're like, you know, we're here. We exist.
Now, A Month of Hungry Ghosts is still showing in the cinemas, so if you want to catch it, do it soon.
Okay, for my theory, okay, maybe because I've been watching too many horror shows, but is it true that when your batteries went flat, that time you went to Red Hill, could it have been because the entity was sucking in this energy to form a presence? Could that have been it?
I mean, that's one of the popular theories.
Okay.
By
What are
other
the
paranormal groups.
What other popular theories are there to explain something like what happened to you and what happened to Genevieve and Tony?
One is that the ghost sucks, you know, the battery life and stuff. Another theory, if we look at entities being that of negative energy forms, and that's why they recite the earth, because energies can't be destroyed. Possibly that, you know, they absorb positive energy, right, from the surroundings, and battery life being one of them, battery life, heat and stuff, which could possibly explain why, you know, things go flat, electronic equipment fail during paranormal activity, or why we detect cool spots.
It's very
Okay.
interesting. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you this week. Join us again next week for Supernatural Singapore.
Isis.